Sky of Dreams. Emma was a young girl. She was 8 years old. Her parents died when she was very small. She lived with her stepmother, Mrs. Harlow. Mrs. Harlow was not kind. She shouted a lot and gave Emma hard work at home. Emma felt lonely. She missed her parents every day. At school, Emma faced problems too. Some children were cruel. They laughed at her clothes. They called her names. But Emma was smart. She loved reading and learning. Her teachers liked her. She wanted to do well in school. Emma had a dream. She wanted to be a pilot. She loved airplanes. She loved the sky. She imagined flying above the clouds. She wanted to escape the sadness in her life. Flying made her feel free. She told herself, "One day, I will fly. I will leave all my sadness behind." Every day, Emma studied hard. She read books about airplanes. She learned about clouds, wind, and stars. She practiced math and science. She knew pilots needed these skills. She also learned English from old magazines. She wanted to talk to pilots from other countries. At home, Mrs. Harlow gave Emma many chores. She said, "You cannot go outside. You have too much work." But Emma was brave. She found time to read in the evening. She whispered to herself, "The sky is mine. One day, I will reach it." One day at school, a new teacher arrived. Mr. Carter was kind. He noticed Emma's talent. "Emma," he said, "you are smart. You can do anything you want." His words gave her hope. Emma smiled. She felt someone believed in her. Time passed. Emma grew older. She studied hard and saved money. She worked small jobs after school. She wanted to go to flight school. She wanted to see the world from above. Every night she dreamed of flying. Emma never forgot the hurt she felt from her stepmother. Sometimes she cried, but she promised herself, "I will be strong. I will fly. I will be free." Chapter 2. Dreams Take Flight. Emma became a teenager. She was now 14 years old. Life at home was still hard. Mrs. Harlow was stricter. She often said, "Why do you dream so much? Dreams do not feed people." But Emma did not give up. She studied harder. At school, she still faced bullying. Some students called her ugly girl or poor girl. Sometimes they hid her books. Sometimes they laughed at her when she spoke in class. Emma felt sad, but she also felt strong. She remembered her dream. "I want to fly," she whispered. "I want to see the world. I want to escape sadness." Her teachers noticed her. Mr. Carter encouraged her. "Emma," he said, "you are talented. You can achieve great things." Emma smiled. His words gave her hope. She worked after school to save money. She cleaned houses, walked dogs, and tutored younger children in math. Every coin she saved was for flight school. She also read books about airplanes and pilots. She wrote in her diary, "One day, I will sit in a real cockpit. I will look at the clouds and think, I am free." Emma learned everything about flying. She learned about engines, weather, maps, and navigation. She practiced math and physics every day. She also practiced English. She knew pilots traveled all over the world, and English was important. Evenings were the hardest. Mrs. Harlow gave her endless chores. She washed floors, cooked meals, and cleaned windows. Sometimes she cried quietly in her small room. But then she looked at the sky through the window. She imagined the clouds. She imagined herself flying. She smiled and said, "One day, I will leave this house. One day, I will fly away." At school, she became a good student. She won small awards for her projects. She learned to be confident. She made one friend, Sarah. Sarah was kind and liked books too. They shared secrets and dreams. Emma told Sarah, "I want to be a pilot. I want to fly away from everything." Sarah smiled. "I believe in you. You will fly." Emma also faced moments of courage. Once, the bullies tried to break her project. Emma defended herself. She said, "Stop. You cannot destroy my work. I will not give up." The bullies left her alone after that. Emma felt proud. She knew she was stronger than she thought. Years passed. Emma was 16. She finally had enough money for flight school. Her dream was closer than ever. She packed her bags and left home early in the morning. Mrs. Harlow was angry. "You will fail. You cannot fly." But Emma only smiled. "One day you will see. One day I will fly high." At the flight school, Emma felt happy and free. She met instructors and other students who loved flying. She learned to control small planes. She learned about safety, engines, and long flights. Every day she practiced and studied. One day, her instructor said, "Emma, you have talent. You are ready for real flights. Keep working hard." Emma felt her heart beat fast. She was closer to her dream than ever. Even though life was hard, Emma never stopped dreaming. Every night she looked at the stars and whispered, "One day I will fly above everything. I will be free." Chapter 3. Heart and Sky. Emma was now 19 years old. She was strong, smart, and brave. Flight school had taught her a lot. She could control planes and understand the sky. Her dream was coming true. One sunny morning, a new student arrived at the flight school. His name was Daniel. He was 21 years old. He loved flying too. He was kind and funny. Emma and Daniel met during a practical flight lesson. They worked together to check the plane. Daniel smiled at Emma. "You are very good at this," he said. Emma blushed. She smiled back. They became friends quickly. They studied together, flew together, and shared dreams. Emma felt something new. She felt her heart beat fast when Daniel looked at her. She had never felt this before. Flying was still her dream, but now her heart was full of a new feeling. She whispered to herself, "Maybe life can be beautiful too." One day, during a long flight practice, Daniel said, "Emma, you are amazing. You inspire me. I think I like you." Emma's cheeks turned red. "I like you too," she said softly. They smiled at each other. From that day, they were more than friends. They shared dreams, fears, and hopes. But life is not always easy. One day, Emma returned to her hometown for a short visit. She had not seen her stepmother in years. She walked on the street, and suddenly she saw Mrs. Harlow. Her heart beat fast. She felt fear and anger. Mrs. Harlow looked at Emma. She was older now. She said, "Emma, I never wanted to be so hard on you. I was wrong." Emma was quiet. She felt pain from the past, but she also felt calm. She said, "I have lived my life. I am strong now. I am flying above sadness." Mrs. Harlow's eyes filled with tears. "I am proud of you, even if I was cruel. You have done what I never thought you could." Emma nodded. She felt forgiveness in her heart. She realized that flying was not only about airplanes. It was about freedom, courage, and love. Emma returned to flight school with Daniel. They shared stories and laughed. Daniel said, "I am happy we are together. I will fly with you anywhere." Emma smiled. She looked at the sky. She felt her dream and her heart together. Time passed. Emma became a real pilot. She flew planes all over the world. She remembered her childhood pain, but did not let it stop her. She had courage, love, and freedom. Daniel was always by her side. One night, during a quiet flight above the clouds, Emma whispered to herself, "I have flown above my sadness, above the cruelty, above fear. I am free, and love makes life even more beautiful." Emma looked at Daniel, smiled, and said, "Let's fly together, forever." Chapter 4: Adventures in the Sky. Emma and Daniel became a strong team. They traveled to many countries for flight practice. They flew over mountains, oceans, and cities. Every flight was exciting. Emma felt alive. Flying was her freedom. One day, in Italy, Emma had her first solo long flight. She was nervous. She whispered, "I can do this. I am strong. I will fly above fear." She started the plane, lifted off the runway, and flew above the clouds. The wind was soft, the sky was blue, and she felt peace. Daniel was on the ground, watching her take off. He smiled and waved. When she landed safely, he ran to her. "You did it! You are amazing!" Emma laughed. "I felt like a bird." They stayed in Italy for a week. They explored the city, ate pizza and gelato, and took pictures together. Emma liked these small moments. Flying was her dream, but life was also beautiful with love and friendship. During their travels, Emma remembered her childhood. She thought about Mrs. Harlow, the cruel stepmother. She remembered the sadness, the tears, and the bullying at school. But now she was stronger. She said, "I will not let the past stop me. I am free." Sometimes Emma faced challenges. One day, during a flight over the Atlantic Ocean, a storm came suddenly. The plane shook, the wind was strong, and Emma felt fear. But she remembered her training. She followed the steps carefully. Daniel's voice came through the radio. "You can do this. I trust you." Emma took a deep breath and controlled the plane. After an hour, the storm passed. She landed safely in New York. Emma realized something important. Flying was not only about skill, it was about courage, focus, and trust. She whispered to herself, "Flying is my life. Love is my heart. Together, I can face anything." Chapter 5: Friendship and Secrets. While traveling, Emma and Daniel met old friends. Sarah, Emma's childhood friend, joined them in France. Sarah was now studying art. She was cheerful and creative. Emma was happy to see her again. Sarah said, "Emma, you are amazing. You are flying all over the world. I am proud of you." Emma smiled. "I could not do this without you. You always believed in me." The three friends explored Paris. They visited museums, small cafes, and walked along the Seine River. Daniel took pictures of Emma smiling. Emma felt happiness in small moments. Flying was her big dream, but friendship and love made life complete. During their stay, they met a young pilot, Marco. He was charming and fun. Marco admired Emma's skills. He said, "You are incredible. Can I fly with you?" Emma agreed. They flew small planes together. Daniel watched, a little jealous but happy. Emma laughed. Flying is for everyone. Friends make it more fun. Chapter 6: Returning to the Past. Years passed. Emma was now 24. She returned to her hometown again. She wanted to see her old school and her stepmother. She was nervous. Memories came back. She remembered the sadness, the tears, and the bullying. She knocked on Mrs. Harlow's door. Mrs. Harlow was older, her hair gray, her face softer. She looked surprised. "Emma, is it really you?" Emma nodded. She felt many emotions: fear, anger, and calm. Mrs. Harlow said, "I was cruel. I am sorry. I wish I had been better." Emma smiled gently. "I am flying now. I am free. You cannot stop me, but I forgive you." Mrs. Harlow cried. She hugged Emma. "I am proud of you. You have done what I never thought possible." Emma felt closure. She realized that forgiveness was also freedom. Chapter 7. Love Above the Clouds. Emma and Daniel continued to fly together. They traveled to Japan, Australia, Brazil, and Canada. They shared adventures, sometimes scary, sometimes funny. One evening, above the clouds in Canada, Daniel said, "Emma, I want to be with you forever. Will you marry me?" Emma felt tears in her eyes. She laughed and nodded. "Yes, I will fly with you forever." They hugged, looking at the sunset above the clouds. The sky was orange and pink. Emma whispered, "This is my life, my dream, my love, my freedom." Emma realized that life was not perfect, but she had love, courage, and freedom. Flying was her escape from sadness, but now she had something more: happiness in heart and sky. Chapter 8. Adventures and Life Lessons. Emma and Daniel continued traveling for work and practice. They visited small islands, big cities, and remote mountains. Every place had its own adventure. In Greece, they flew over the Aegean Sea. The water was blue and clear. They landed on a small island. Emma said, "I have never seen water like this." Daniel laughed. "Flying brings us to places no one sees." They ate fresh fish, watched the sunset, and laughed until late at night. In Brazil, they faced a big challenge. A strong wind came while landing near the rainforest. Emma felt nervous. She remembered her training and Daniel's voice. "You are strong. You can do this." She controlled the plane carefully. The plane landed safely. They celebrated with juice and small cakes in a local village. Emma thought, "Flying is my life. Courage is my heart." Sometimes small funny moments happened. In Italy, a cat ran across the airfield. Emma and Daniel laughed and tried to guide the cat away before the planes took off. In Japan, Emma accidentally pressed the wrong button in the cockpit. The plane beeped loudly. Daniel laughed. "Be careful, Captain." Emma laughed too. Flying was serious, but life had humor too. Chapter 9. Love and Growth. Emma and Daniel's love grew stronger every day. They learned to communicate, trust, and support each other. One evening in Australia, Daniel said, "Emma, we have flown thousands of miles together, but my favorite part is being with you." Emma smiled. "Flying is my dream, but love is my heart. Together, everything is better." They shared small moments: reading books on the plane, making coffee in tiny kitchens, walking on beaches, or talking under the stars. Every small moment was happiness. Emma realized that life's beauty is in both big dreams and small joys. Chapter 10. Facing the Past. Even though life was happy, Emma sometimes remembered her childhood. She thought about school bullies and Mrs. Harlow. She remembered fear, sadness, and tears. But she was no longer a child. She had courage, skill, and freedom. One day, while visiting her hometown again, she met a former school friend, Lucy. Lucy said, "Emma, you are amazing. You are a real pilot now. I was wrong to ignore you before." Emma smiled. "It is okay. Everyone can change." They hugged. Emma realized that forgiveness and understanding made her stronger than pain. Chapter 11. The Big Sky Wedding. After years of flying and adventures, Daniel proposed again, this time in a special way. They flew above the clouds over Paris. Daniel opened a small box in the cockpit. "Emma, marry me?" Emma laughed and cried, "Yes, I will fly with you forever." They hugged as the plane flew over the Eiffel Tower. Friends like Sarah and Marco celebrated with them. Emma realized that love and dreams could coexist beautifully. Chapter 12. Life Above the Clouds. Emma became a professional pilot. She flew big planes, carried passengers, and taught young pilots. She remembered her lonely childhood and Mrs. Harlow's cruelty. She remembered school bullies and fear. But she also remembered courage, dreams, love, and friendship. She understood that life was not about the past. It was about freedom, choices, and heart. One night, flying above the clouds with Daniel by her side, Emma whispered, "I have flown above sadness. I have flown above fear. I am free. I am loved, and the sky is mine." Daniel smiled and said, "And mine too, forever." Emma looked at the stars, smiled, and whispered, "Dreams can come true. Love can come true. And flying will always set me free." Epilogue. A life of dreams. Years later, Emma remembered her journey. She remembered the lonely little girl who dreamed of the sky, the cruel stepmother who tried to stop her, the bullies who laughed at her, the friends who believed in her, Daniel, her love, her partner in adventures. Emma realized that every challenge, every tear, every flight brought her here, to freedom, love, and the sky. She smiled. Flying was more than a dream. It was her life, her story, and her heart. And every time she looked at the clouds, she remembered, the sky is for those who dare to dream. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch our other videos.